Hi, I'm Nate Johnson, owner and head trainer at Steel Strength Training, where we believe in prehab, rehab, and doing what you thought was impossible. Alright guys, so in today's video, we're talking about the scale. And I got one word for you, don't. Alright, so what I'm saying in this video is don't step on the scale, particularly for the first 3 to 6 months of training. If you are new to weight training, don't step on the scale, alright? Do not step on it, alright? I'm gonna go crazy if you step on it. And if you step on it, I don't want to hear about it because it's gonna be bad. Now here's why. A lot of people get confused. People come in day one and I say, I want you to train with me, alright? I want you to commit to some time, alright? It's gonna take some time. This is a process. This is a journey. But along these first 3 to 6 months, I don't want you to step foot on a scale. And they're thinking, well, how in the world am I going to track my progress? And that right there shows you the problem that we have. We are so obsessed with some number on these little scales that we step on that we think this is the measure of fitness. This is the measure of health. This is the measure of what is attractive, what's good, what's right. And sometimes it's even a moral thing. If we're high, if our weight's high, we feel really bad. We feel down, we feel like we're worthless, right? We actually let a number on this machine dictate our value as a human being. That's crazy, all right? And you're not crazy if you feel that way, but it's been shoved down our throats. That's what culture, that's what society tells us, all right? And if we're low, we feel good about yourself. Seriously, just because the number's down on the scale, you're gonna feel better about yourself? Why don't you feel better about yourself in the first place? All right, so I'm just ranting, but anyway, the point I wanna make, guys, is that the scale is worthless, okay? It accounts for so many things. It's all the mass that's in your body at that time. There's so many things that you could do to increase or decrease your weight. But what people actually want to do is not just decrease weight. They want to drop body fat, all right? They want to get leaner. They want to build some muscle. They want to tone up, right? They want to look better, okay? So what's better than the scale is going to be taking measurements. All right, because here's what happens. When someone first starts strength training, when someone first starts doing squats, deadlifts, bench press, proper strength training with progressive overload, constantly adding more weight to the bar, they are going to build muscle at such a rapid pace, at a more rapid pace than is ever going to be attainable by that person ever again. Okay, the body as a beginner responds very, very quickly. Now this isn't to say, especially for you women, this isn't to freak you out or guys give you false hope. This isn't to say you're going to wake up one day and you're going to have 5 pounds of muscle just from working out for a week. It's not like that. Building muscle is a very slow process, but when you first start, relatively it's very quick. Okay, so here's what I notice. When people come to me, most of the time, 99% of the time, people are saying, hey Nate, I want to get leaner. I want to lose weight, I want my clothes to fit better, I want to tone up, okay? So what that means to me is they want to drop body fat and they want to build muscle, okay? Well, building the muscle, we'll take care of that right from the strength training. The fat loss aspect, yeah, the added exercise is going to help. We're going to throw in some conditioning work to help there, get the heart rate up, burn some calories, things like that, as well as get your cardiovascular health improved. But the majority of your actual fat loss is going to come from nutrition, which I have beat into your heads over and over and over again if you've been watching these videos. So what I'll do is I'll put them on a proper strength training program and I'll give them an awesome nutrition plan specialized for them. So if you ever want one, come check it out. I'll get one for you. And the fat will start falling off immediately, okay? The waist decrease in size. The legs will get smaller. The arms will get smaller. The chest will get smaller. All those things will get smaller, okay? Even if you're building muscle, it'll get smaller. But even though you're leaner, you're slimmer, the scale will not show it. And I guarantee you that I see this every single time I get a new client, put them in a calorie deficit, they start building muscle because they're strength training, which they should be. And what's happening is the scale won't budge for the first 3 to 6 months, okay? And that's if they're eating properly. They're following their nutrition plan, you know, 70–80% of the time. So the reason is the scale doesn't know if you are dropping fat, gaining muscle. It doesn't know, okay? But what's happening is, yes, you are dropping body fat. You are losing weight, that is fat. But you're also gaining weight, which is muscle. You're building muscle. And with that increased muscle mass, you're going to get increased bone density because now we're doing weight-bearing exercises, right? We're putting our bones under some stress. So our bones are gonna get thicker, bones are gonna get denser, they're gonna get stronger, okay? And then also, the more muscle you have, the more carbs you can store. And the more carbs you can store, the more water you can store in the muscle. Now, all those things I told you that you were gaining through the strength training process are actually gonna make you look leaner, all right? They're gonna help you tone up, they're gonna help you look toned, they're gonna help you look chiseled, ripped, whatever the word is you're looking for, okay? They're going to help you look the way you want, but it's not going to make the scale move the way you want it to. So what I'm saying is, now eventually that trend will stop because you won't be building muscle as quickly after you've been training for a while. So eventually the scale does start to go down and then it starts to show. Eventually we'll get to the point where you're not going to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. And so at that point the scale will show fairly consistently, still not great, and that's a whole nother lecture right there, but the scale will show fairly consistently your weight loss. But when you're first getting started, it won't, because you're building so much muscle, you're getting strong, right? So that is why I'm saying the scale, don't do it, all right? And even if you've been training for a while, in my opinion, the best thing you can do, make sure your strength is staying the same or going up if you're gaining weight in the gym, all right? We always want to try to increase our strength. We always want to try to increase our strength in the gym, okay? And then if you're dieting, try to increase strength, but the biggest thing is just going to be trying to maintain as much strength as you can, and then going by the mirror and taking measurements. Those are the best options. The scale is awful. Stay off of it. Thank you.